Hello, my name is Casey Vance, and this is my final semester of paralegal technology. I have decided to be a paralegal because I want to play a role in changing people's lives. I may not be able to stand up in court, but I will help out in the legwork to help get them to that process. In this video, I will be stating some questions about certification for paralegals, and then I will give the answers that I've found in my research. Um, the first question is, what is the purpose of certification? What should the purpose of the certification be if different? The State Bar wants to promote the proper use of paralegal services, and they want to make sure that they assure the services are offered to the public are professional and ethical. This program is completely voluntary. It shows that those that pass the exam exceed the skills that are required to do the paralegal job. The purpose of the certification is to demonstrate the knowledge of the paralegal, and those that are certified have demonstrated their extensive knowledge by passing these rigorous tests. Certification also shows the drive of the paralegal by staying up to date with continuing education classes to maintain that certification. These classes will help remind the paralegal of ethics so that they will not cross the line by performing unauthorized practices of law. And also, the certification is a step up from the paralegal degree because it is a credential. The second question is, what are the alleged benefits and disadvantages of mandatory certification? I read the article in Lawyers Weekly, and it was explaining that mandatory certification could limit paralegals because it would drive the cost of paralegals up. Another disadvantage would come from all the paralegals that have on-the-job training. May have been working at a firm for 15, 20 years and then have to go back to school to meet the educational requirements to become certified. Now, an advantage to the certification is assuring employers that the paralegals they are hiring are competent enough to do the tasks that are required of them. It would also help employers in the hiring process because the applicant's credentials are already verified when they went and done their certification. So in other words, if they're certified, then their credentials are already verified for the employing attorney. Question number 3, in your opinion, should certification be mandatory? Why or why not? No, this should be something that is a choice for the paralegal. Those that strive to better themselves more than others should stand out. Even though I think it should not be mandatory, I still think that every paralegal should be required to take 2 hours of ethics classes every year. This would serve as a reminder in the paralegal's head to not cross any lines by performing unauthorized practices of law. Some just enjoy the challenge of knowing that not all paralegals are certified and that they're a step up from the others by getting their certification. And employers also tend to hire those that better themselves before they hire someone that's not certified. So if every paralegal is certified, then everybody's on the same level except for the experience that they obtain. And those that want to stand out, I think they should be able to stand out. The next question is, what forms of certification are available, currently available? We have the National Association of Legal Assistants, also called the NALA. They offer a 3-hour exam called the Certified Legal Assistant / Paralegal Examination. Only those that pass this exam are allowed to use the titles Certified Legal Assistant, CLA, or certified paralegal CP after their name. In order to take this exam, one must meet the educational requirements of an ABA-approved school. The NALA offers their exam twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. The National Federation of Paralegal Associations is another one, also called the NFPA. They offer a 4-hour exam called the Paralegal Advanced Competency Exam, also called the PACE exam, to certify their paralegals. If taken and passed, one can add an RP, which stands for Registered Paralegal, at the end of their name. This 4-hour test can be taken at any time during the year, unlike the NALA's exam. Our next question is, how effective are current forms of certification at promoting the paralegal profession? Paralegals have obtained certification that obtain certification tend to make more than those that are not certified. Certification also shows how committed a paralegal is to their career, because they are required to take continuing education to keep up with ethics and the latest knowledge. If they do not continue their education and meet these requirements, then they're not certified anymore. Our next question is, are there other forms of regulation that you feel would be effective? Do you feel that regulation is necessary at all? As mentioned earlier, I think that every paralegal should be required to take 2 hours of ethics classes every year, no matter what. And I also think that their employer that they work for, the attorney, should be required to pay for these classes to keep the lines clear in their head also. It's just so easy for someone to say, we can do this one time. Then this one time becomes reoccurring offenses once they've gotten away with it. I mean, it's just so easy to get out of control. So the lines need to be clear for the attorneys and the paralegals. So by making the attorneys pay for the classes, it kind of helps remind them also. Let's see, next we're going to be talking about what is the current status of the certification debate in North Carolina. So far, the state has not put any mandatory program in place because of lack of consensus on the issue. North Carolina leaves the voluntary certification up to the paralegal. Those that decide not to become certified can still provide services under the supervision of their attorney that they work for, and can be called a paralegal or a legal assistant. They just can't use those other titles that they would be able to if they pass the certification classes, certification test. Some believe that the employing attorney's licensure is enough to protect the services that they provide to the public, and that mandatory regulation or certification would hinder the growth of the paralegal profession, and I agree. Others want to raise the standard of paralegals, while others want mandatory regulations that protect the public from unauthorized practice of law. The NALA, they support the idea of voluntary certification. They feel that there is no need to regulate paralegals that work underneath the supervision of a lawyer. The International Paralegal Management Association, the IMPA, argues that mandatory certification will not increase the standards of the profession, nor will it expand the role of paralegals. Now, they do agree, they also agree with the NALA with the implementation will be costly and may lead to higher salaries and billing rates that would increase the cost of paralegal services. And the whole point of the paralegal is to make billing cheaper for the clients. And yes, I agree that it should be voluntary. So this concludes my presentation for today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for listening.